Before we leave this topic, we welcome in Tom Dienhart, our senior writer at BTN.com. And Tom, you've been filing columns for us all week long, and in one of them you mentioned you didn't think Penn State should be playing football this weekend. Do you still stand by that, and if so, why?
Well, Mike, it's just such a unique situation there that the backdrop in State College, PA is going to be surreal. And I just think given the gravity of the situation there, it's unprecedented. It just seems to me in some ways almost to be insensitive and in some ways to be concerned with and to go out there and play a football game, again, given in the light of the circumstances here.
The interim coach is Tom Bradley. What's his long-term future at Penn State?
Mike, I don't think it's that good. I think Bradley's a terrific coach. He's been a great lieutenant for a number of years there. Penn State grad from '79, a former D-back coach, again, longtime defensive coordinator. But I really think Penn State's got to turn the page here when it comes time to hiring this next head coach. Again, Bradley has the credentials and the know-how to do it, but again, I just think you got to turn away from anybody at this point directly affiliated with this specific Penn State staff.
So no one, even affiliated with this current coaching staff, you think should have a shot at getting the full-time job next year?
I really don't. Again, that's not to say there aren't qualified individuals. I think in addition to Tom Bradley, offensive coordinator Galen Hall, Jay Paterno, another key offensive assistant, Ron Vanderlinden on defense, along with Larry Johnson. Mike, those are all guys I think that could be viable candidates. But again, I just think because of this situation, how horrific it was, I really don't think the university can afford to hire anybody right off this staff to run the program.
Under those guidelines, then, give me a few candidates who will be considered for the job.
Really, I think there's probably close to 7 or 8 good guys I think I would look at and will probably be considered strong candidates by most people, Mike. And I think at the top of the list, obviously, is going to be Urban Meyer, who will have the pick of many jobs if he wants them this offseason. Keep your eye on Dan Mullen, head coach at Mississippi State. He's done a lot of good things at a place that's tough to win at. And I really think you also have to look at the guys with connections to the university, but not to this staff. Of course, I'm talking about Al Golden, former player and assistant there, and now the head coach at Miami. And Greg Schiano, who's the head coach at Rutgers, Mike, and of course was an assistant coach at Penn State. And I think you look at maybe some longer odds type guys, and I like Kevin Sumlin at Houston, a Big Ten graduate, coached in the league also. And also, how about Chris Peterson, Boise State head coach? Few people have done a better job the last 10 years than Peterson. And I know he's always pledged his allegiance to Boise, Mike, but again, this is a job that was going to interest a lot of people, and I think it's got to be something that would interest Peterson possibly.
Tom Dienhart, we will continue to follow you all week long on BTN.com. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, Mike.